Welcome to the October 8, 2018 meeting of CONA, the Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Associations. I'm Kathy Benz and I'm the current president. We videotape many of our meetings, and this one is being videotaped, and we post them onto our website. You can find the link on our website, which is CONASarasota.org, and it's on our meetings page. I've got to take my glasses off. When you get to a certain age, you only have so many pairs of glasses that you have to use. I'd like to ask the qualified candidates in the office who are not going to be on one of the panels to please step up and introduce themselves. I'll give you a minute. Does anyone want to come up? I know there's... You have to hold the phone, the microphone like this. You get 1 minute.
1 minute. My name is Russ Guadiana, and I'm running for hospital board. I'm a Democrat, and right now there are 9 Republicans on the hospital board, and I just hope to bring a dissenting opinion. Somebody that will bring a different perspective, someone who would open up the road for more options to our patients. I currently run an acupuncture school here in town. It's East West College of Natural Medicine. It's right up the street. And I'm hoping to bring acupuncture to the hospitals, just as an option to patients, a more integrated practice. We are prescribing way too many opioids. We've seen what happens with that. And you should, this is a taxpayer-funded hospital, public hospital, you should have the option of having acupuncture for pain management, just like they do at the Mayo Clinic, just like they do at Johns Hopkins, just like they do at Memorial Western Broward. Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami is looking into it. And so Sarasota Memorial Hospital should have it as well. Thank you.
The next CONA meeting is Monday, November 12, following brief updates of neighborhood issues of concern from different neighborhoods. We'll discuss the election, its logistics, and its results. Rod Turner, the supervisor of elections, will be here to talk to us about the changes that have been going on in the elections, with the changes in electronic and early voting and things like that, and issues that he has seen, and perhaps get him to talk about some of the demographics relating to the voting. And then we'll have some civic leaders talk about the results of the election and its impact on us. We have a calendar on our website also, and you can see what we have scheduled throughout the year, or even look back at what we've had in the past at the same website. And we also have a resources service. I've got 2 different web pages or pages on our website. One of them is community resources and the other is government resources, so explore it. Today, I put a link on both pages to a video that was done of John Thaxton this week at Fogartyville. And it's an extremely insightful discussion, an introduction to an understanding of red tide. And I think it's important for people to begin to understand what really is going on with it. And he's got a lot of good information on it. Go to our website and take advantage of that. Other organizations that are members here that have issues that are ongoing are here tonight to talk about theirs. And Chris, if you'll start off, please.
Hi, my name is Chris Bales, and I've been talking to you about the rezone, the application for 70 homes off of Bowman Road. Bolin is located off the Canopy Road to Brecken Road, and Bolin is a Canopy Road. And it's an area where there's home sites that are 1 house per 5 acres, and the developer's trying to put a subdivision in of 70 homes on basically quarter-acre lots, conservation subdivision, but it's on a dead-end road, and it's very non-conforming to the area. So a group of the residents are, we're organizing, and we're very against this. And we're coming up to our county commission meeting, which is October 24th at 9 a.m. And we would love for you all to come out and support us. Wear green. And our website is palmereastgroup.org if you're interested to find more information about what's going on. And the commission meeting is at the 1660 Ringling Boulevard office building. So any help you can do, please come out and support us. Thank you.
Sir?
Hi, I'm Sarah Kochman. My issue is Benderson's proposed Siesta Promenade located at the intersection of 41 and Stickney Road. As far as updates, we now have a website. It is called blockbendersonsiestaprom.home.blog. And we also have a Facebook page. So if you forget that long name, you can go to Siesta Promenade, Too High, Too Dense. And so then you'll be able to go to About, you'll be able to click on it, and that will take you to the website, which has detailed information on the project. What has happened within the last month, there have been attorney letters to the county attorney, Alan Roddy, pointing out that the application is proceeding in violation of the critical area plan ordinance, and that the planning board, not the planning board, the planning department of the county is suggesting that they limit the amount of time that the public gets to speak, being a due process violation. We have had no answer back from Alan Roddy. Just total radio silence. And who was copied on that letter was Alan Roddy, all of the commissioners, the head of planning, Matt Osterhout, and the acting manager of planning, Todd Derry, and me. So it's very disheartening that nobody is responding. I've been speaking to Alan Roddy about this off and on for 3 years, telling him that the commission is proceeding in violation of their own ordinance, and he told me he will not tell them. So there's that. There is going to be a demonstration, unfortunately, on the same night as your next meeting. It's going to be on November 12th. We're going to be meeting at the Sarasota Pavilion, formerly Gulfgate Mall, for you old-timers. And then we'll be walking across the street to be standing on the public right-of-way of the Benderson property. There is going to be a sign-making event on October 17th at 7 o'clock in the evening. You can go to that website and get the details on that. The Planning Commission tentatively has this scheduled for November 15th. That is a Thursday at 5 p.m. And the Board of County Commissioners has a hearing scheduled on December 12th at 9 a.m. So I look forward to seeing all of you at least one of those events, and I will send you an email giving you an update about the latest happenings over the next month. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll present whatever information Sarah sends me at that meeting. The next person is Tom Matrullo, who is one of the people working on the celery fields.
Catherine. So the latest is that we need fresh start.
You have to cuss. If you cuss, it comes out loud.
Is this working better? I think something may have happened to the little thing. I'll just talk, okay. So, the county commission has basically heard from our group, Fresh Start. We had a number of ideas for what to do with the public parcels that are the quads next to the celery fields. And we presented plenty of ideas over a period of months. They listened, and they didn't really say much. But at the same time, they had gone to a Miami-based consultant named Lambert Advisory and asked Lambert to do a highest and best use assessment for one of the quad parcels. Now, this is our public land right next to the celery fields. And Lambert, sure enough, managed to figure out, without looking at the roads, without talking to the community, without even noticing that the celery fields was right there, that the highest and best use of this parcel would be industrial. On Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, around 9:30 in the morning, the board is going to discuss the Lambert Advisory assessment. One interesting thing is the staff was expected to recommend approval. It is not. All it's recommending is that the board look at it, and it put in a lot of detail that suggests this may not be the best idea in the world, in part because there's nobody asking the board to do this. So if they rezone this parcel for industry, it has to go under a binding plan, which would then bind it no matter who came along to buy this parcel. You see what the problem is here? Right. So it's all kind of bass-backwards, if you want, and it's all kind of upside down. So with that in mind, if you want to have a little fun, come out on Wednesday around 9:30 in the morning, and you'll see the commission in action. Thank you.
Tom, will there be an opportunity to speak at that meeting?
Open to the public only, 3 minutes, and it would probably be right before they go to this item, which is the first official item on the agenda.
Okay.
There's an electrical cord inside the bag, and there's an outlet. There's an outlet over on under that column. That's what's wrong.
Okay.
Luckily, I have a lot of engineers and surgeons in my family, so I can figure things out like that. We're out of electricity is what the issue is, but I think we can solve that. Tom Meehan is the next person, and if you, I guess you should go closer to.
Sure. Thank you, Kathy, for letting me speak. It sounds like, can you top this event? We've heard, the promenade, we've heard trying to stick a really shoehorn 70 homes into quarter-acre options. I've got one that's even better. How would you like to see a 5-story institution called the Venice Regional Bayfront Hospital right in your backyard? 5 stories. My God. I don't think the birds can fly that high to get out there yet.
They can fly 20 stories.
Okay, so I'm from Chestnut Creek, homeowner association. We are located near Jacaranda and Center Road. Also involved in the hearing, which will be tomorrow at 9:30 at the Anderson Building in Jouniari Creek. 1:30, I'm sorry. Here at 9:30. 1:30, and Dan Lobeck will be representing Jouniari. It almost sounds like a Carl Hiaasen novel. Are everybody here familiar with Carl Hiaasen? He writes about how things only can happen in Florida. So I guess this is one. A month and a half ago or so, the commission approved the placement of a car dealership right on the corner, right near the Jacaranda roundabout. Okay, if you've ever been there, that is the highest collision rate in the county, right there. That's ground zero. It's about a quarter mile from I-75. So it's bad enough they put a dealership there. Now they want to put a 5-story hospital. The sad part about this is in 2010, we actually went and supported the developer of Waterside Holdings, who who wanted to convert from rural land to residential. And they've stayed true to their word. They did sell the property. There's residential units going up in called Floritiana. And there's more development to come down Jacaranda. So what we're talking about is replacing the hospital, which has something like 1,769 parking spaces. Why are we worried? Because not only the traffic, again, we support the residential because we didn't want a big box store with the stadium lights and the constant noise. So what do we get? Pardon? So what do we get in exchange? We get a 5-story institution, okay? Bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. So some of the things we're worried about beyond the traffic, okay, is what are they going to do with the stormwater? The retention ponds are right adjacent to our property, okay? So we've always had a concern because we are on a 25-year floodplain, unlike the other HOAs which are 100. We were an older HOA. So given the fact that we're starting to get these record rainfalls, not only in North Carolina, but as recent as last June, West Palm Beach recorded 10.5 inches, broke a record. So I only shudder to think what would happen if we had a tropical storm park itself over here, install, and where would the water go? You answered that question. Water finds a way to go where it wants to go. So, as I said, tomorrow we have a hearing at 1:30. We're fairly optimistic as the county transportation and the stormwater folks. I don't think they offered a solid plan, to be honest with you, in my own layman's view. But we'll see what happens. Again, it's probably too late to do anything at this point. We've done everything we can in terms of trying to rally, do demonstrations, and try to get as much resistance as possible. So with that, I'll turn it over.
Thank you, Tom. NACA, which is the Nokomis Area Civic or Community Association, is having a forum on October 30 at 6:30. And the address is 234 Nipino Trail East, and it'll be the Board of County Commission candidates and the single-member districts. Now, Jack Brill, who originally was scheduled to be one of the people on this panel, has had a death in the family, and he's not able to be here tonight. But he is also scheduled for the NACA forum. And Siesta Key Association, Siesta Key Condominium Council, and CONA are sponsoring a forum on October 31st, Halloween. It's between 5 and 6, and it's at the Gulf and Bay Club, which is at 5830 Midnight Pass Road. And our video of this meeting will be up on our website. If you've missed the address, you'll be able to get it off of that. Also, our 57th anniversary party is on Monday, November 5, and you can purchase your tickets tonight or use the information on our contact page of our website in order to get tickets. That's just around the corner, November is. Now, I also would like to make note of the fact that we have nominated Ron Collins, who is with the Granada Association, to the Board of Directors. And on the November meeting, we'll have a vote of the members to confirm his election to the board. So if you as a representative of your neighborhood association need to go back and talk to your association, you have a month to do that and come back in order to be able to vote. And if Dan Lobeck and John Wesley White will come up, please. Sorry?
The forum that you're having with SKA and SKCC, that's going to be a candidate debate forum?
Yes.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Do we think the candidates will appear?
It's a debate for District 4 candidates. And Wesley's here tonight, so she can confirm that.
Well, I did say candidates plural.
Well, they've been invited. And I think that it may wind up being what we see so often now, where we have these mystery candidates who don't show up to forums, which just, as far as I'm concerned, nobody should vote for a candidate that refuses to submit to the questions of the voters, and that's what's going on. So if they don't submit, you should come and really listen to the people who do show up. We'll have 2 panels tonight, and you can submit written questions at any time. If you want to submit a question and occurs to you during the discussion, raise your hand, and someone here will bring you an index card and a pen if you need it. And then when you finish writing your question, raise the card and somebody will come and pick it up and bring it to me. I can't guarantee that every question will be asked. If it's already been asked or if it's similar to something else, it might not be your words per se, and I may rephrase them. The first panel is on single-member districts, and the panel members are Dan Lobeck and John Wesley White. Dan is an attorney, and he's the president of Control Growth Now, and John Wesley White formerly was the county administrator for a good length of time. He served both under single-member districts and the method that we have right now. So I'm going to begin, and I'm going to let Dan start and make an opening statement.
Thank you, Coffee. Thank you all for coming out. Good turnout tonight. This will be on your ballot. Some of you may have received your ballot. You can do vote by mail, which is a good idea. It's a long, long ballot. Or early voting, or November 6th. And right at the end of your ballot in the county, or if you're in Northport or Sarasota, next to the end, will be a proposal to change the county charter to, instead of having an expensive countywide campaign and election for county commission, it will be single-member districts. Now, right now, county commissioners have to live in a district, but you gotta run from the airport to Northport, and all the way out east and all the way out west. Takes a lot of money. So, you know, as said, I'm president of Control Growth Now. I have seen that system favor the big money developers whose money is required to run countywide. So what we're saying is you have to live in that district and get elected in that district. So that would cut the costs of a campaign, what is needed to reach your voters, by 80%. You only have to spend 1/5 as much to reach the voters in your district. So we think that's going to upend everything. And about 2 years ago, there was a successful effort to get the county commission to strip out protections for neighborhoods from the comprehensive plan, and protections for the environment, traffic mobility, other important controls on the development were repealed. And that was done under the lobbying of a group that brought together the Argus Foundation, the Gulf Coast Builders Exchange, the Sarasota Manatee Building Industry, and the Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce. That's why it is shocking that those very same groups, among the four of them, have raised $85,000 of developer money to kill the single-member district proposal. And they have stolen our message. They're spending gobs and gobs of money in direct mail and on social media to tell people, vote against single-member districts because it will increase big money developer influence in our elections and be bad for neighborhoods and lead to uncontrolled development. That alone is a reason to vote for single-member districts. When the developers try to lie to the people, confuse the voters to maintain their excessive power over our elections and therefore our policies. We need to return county government to the people, empower neighborhoods, give you 5 times the clout to elect a county commissioner, and if you don't like that commissioner, kick them out in the next election. This will lead to more constituent service, more responsiveness, and county commissioners that have loyalty, not to their big contributors, but to their constituents. Please vote yes for single-member districts on November 6th and before.
Let me say, first of all, I'm not one of them.
That's not, they don't put theirs up here, so yeah.
My views have been shaped by my professional experience as Kathy said, I worked here for 10 years as the county administrator, and then moved on to other things when my time ran out. But in my 40-year career in local government, 10 of those years were spent working in systems that have single-member districts. I had daily interaction with members of the governing body, and I have to tell you that it was not great. The deficiencies of that system are palpable to me, and I saw many bad practices under the single-member district system. And it's independent of the personalities or the professional backgrounds of the individuals. There are certain forces that drive people to behave in a certain way in that kind of a system. And we can go into that during the questions and answers. Your proponents expressed concern about some of the recent actions of the county commission. I happen to agree with those concerns. I'm not happy at all with some of the things that Dan has cited. I just don't think that changing the system, first of all, will change that. And it ignores the unintended consequences of going to a system where a very narrow segment of the community determines the representation. There aren't